Okay, so say something.
We're live again.
All right, so we are?
Yep, we're live.
Hi,
have
we're
the chat
back. Deja vu again.
Welcome
All right,
back.
now we have the chat.
Yes.
All right, so that last one was a real botch job, blunder.
So we'll just have a short little
Yeah.
line there that we'll leave up because it's important to know that people make
Yeah,
mistakes.
we make mistakes.
And sometimes we're those people.
Yeah. All right, so we're on here now.
Okay. So for the ones starting on this video, I'm going to be answering some hair questions.
Hi, Bridget.
Because it's easier to answer in video than to type out a lot of typing.
Yeah.
I will say we're both having a pretty, like I'm opening up a new shop and my brain is ever chaos.
Hi, Jessica.
She's having a little bit of a squirrely rough day. So
yeah, I had a.
I was gonna say, talk about it. You did good.
We were sitting, watching a video, not of us, of somebody else, and I had a really good morning. And as many of you know, or some of you know anyway, I've been trying to cut back on my anti-anxiety medication, which is a problem of its own. But I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, the panic struck me. It literally felt my heart pounding. It felt like my neck was doing this, the pressure, and everything got distorted. Like I was starting to have a panic attack, and I got up and I told her, she could tell what's happening, but I walked around and I put cold water on my wrists, and I did take an anti-anxiety med. So if it starts taking effect, I think it is starting to take effect. So I took more than normal because I thought I was going to have severe panic.
But they got through it.
I got through it, and I talked myself out of it before the meds even took place, because the meds are going to start taking effect now as we're talking. So just letting you know.
Cold water on the wrist, cold water in the back.
I got up, I paced.
For me, pacing, I go outside and I run around the house.
Horrible. If you have them, then I understand.
Like jumping jacks. Those are all the fun tips.
Denise, hi. Rebecca, hi. Hi, Cheryl. Did your yarn get there yet? Hi, Divergent. Oh, my goodness. Marie Simpson, how are you? Dana. Hi, Dana. It's good to see you. I have to get over. I see your community tabs I pop on. Jeanne and Stephanie. Wow. This is great. Yeah, we don't know if anybody was live. We just were. Did I say hi, Rebecca? I believe I did. But panic attacks. I've been dealing with them all my life.
They're different than anxiety attacks.
There's anxiety.
I have bad anxiety attacks. I more recently have started to have different. What are actual panic attacks. Not as often, but
it runs in the family. Yeah. So but we're going to talk about hair because a couple people had asked Rusty about the hair because we, did it the other thing. But what I do want to just touch on is Spring. Oh, Rachel. Oh, hi, Spring. I missed you guys. Oh, you're on the road. I hope you're going someplace fun for the weekend. Oh, it's not the weekend. What day is it? Wherever you're going or where you're coming from. Yeah. But there's a difference. Just so you know this, if you know somebody who has this, there's anxiety, which is a normal physiological experience. Hi, Moo. Oh my God, that's Sarah Moo. She's in the UK. And then there's anxiety disorder, and then there's panic attacks and panic disorder. So there's actually four different things. So panic disorder is the worst.
Animals tend to, even untrained animals tend to naturally pick up on things like that. So I'm not
actually the dog, when I started having this and I had to get up and whatever I did, when I was able to actually sit back down, because I paced and because adrenaline, literally epinephrine gets shot through your body. So that's what the whole pounding, and I felt like my neck was like this far out, palpitating and whatnot. But the dog did. Hamish immediately when I sat down was on me and licking me because they pick up on it. Yeah, they definitely do. Animals are amazing.
That's what Bridget was saying too. Is that their dog does the same?
They do. Yeah, they pick up and That's why that's mental health of meows, man. I did a video. I didn't drop it yet, uploading it. But the importance that I didn't tell you this. And I know we're going to get into what you're saying, the importance of we do the mental health of meows. And I'll be dropping a video on it because there was a friend who I was chatting with on the phone who was like, wow, like the light bulb went off on what the mental health of meows is, because people that have issues, whatever they are, the benefit of having an animal in your life, any kind of animal in your life. Hi, Nikki. Hey, Maribel. And Barbara Riggles. Hello. And Allie Effects. Hi. Oh, my God. I can't believe this. You guys are great. Don't forget your thummies. Like whatever that makes a difference. But anyway, so having an animal in your life is so important. And there's so many people that don't have the ability or the means to have that. And when we do, oh, it's a Crojo raid. Awesome. Oh, that's so sweet.
Nice.
The people that would really benefit greatly. And if you guys have a pet, you know the benefits of that and the responsibility and everything, the meaning behind it. So this particular person was like, it finally clicked to her that if it weren't for her pets, her fur babies, you know, how therapeutic they are in her life. So that's what the mental health of meows. It's not just about the animals. It's also about the humans that need those animals in their life. And we help to do that. And I always encourage you. Yeah, right. Isn't that the greatest? But we encourage you all to do a little bit where you are, you know, go volunteer at your local shelter. Go find somebody who would be a benefit from having a cat, but maybe don't have the means to do it. Or you can help adopt the cat for them or help pay for the cat food and stuff like that. That's all.
A lot of animal shelters are always looking for walkers.
Oh, they're always, yeah, they really are. Hi, Marie. And Paula Mint is here. And Nikki, did I say hi, Mickey? Didn't Nikki? Hey, Mickey, I can't do it. Copyright and string.
Us trying to upload the members only video was pretty funny.
Finally
because
did it. Yeah.
There's a lot more questions on a laptop.
They wanted to soul your firstborn. Oh my!
Did I swear? I don't remember.
I know you have to. Yeah, really, doing it on the laptop as opposed to doing it on the
it's easier.
The phone.
It's doing everything, but it has so much more.
It gave you a lot more options, but also a lot more things you have to do. So yeah, no, that's crazy. Yes, Maribel is hooked. You win because Marie Chavez forwarded. It's in the video. I'm uploading it now on my phone, but in the video, Marie paid forward her winnings of that beautiful shawl kit with all the tans and earth tones or skin tones, and she won. And she said, "Do number 60." And Maribel was number 60. So I did get Maribel's address, and I didn't get to the post office this morning. Other things happened as we were discussing, and we will go either tomorrow morning or Monday morning. So all your prizes will be going out. Please be patient. You all know that I don't have a car.
We might be able to do it tomorrow because we can go to pick up anything from Wayland.
Oh, right. Yeah, we can go to, all right. So
the new shop is opening tomorrow. So we'll see. So we're going to be going that way to town.
Oh, Bridget. Yeah, no, she's got the new shop. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
It's going to be fun. It's hectic to prepare new things like this. And none of us have really done it before. So we're making it through. And once it opens and everything settles in, it's going to be great.
Hi, Connie.
Right now, it's just a little bit.
I'm okay. So Rachel, you said I live in Nitro, West Virginia. Oh, you're answering to, okay. I saw the W, and I usually do that for the number, for the word with. I just put a W. Any of you guys remember Greg's shorthand? Boy, my age and ourselves.
I was like the end of shorthand. I didn't learn it. It was right before.
Yeah, I learned a little.
I have my own shorthand. It's called I'm dyslexic, and my handwriting is awful.
Oh, her handwriting's horrible.
The other day, oh man, this is a good one. So I was handwriting.
If I do this.
I'm working on a very special mystery mail package.
You can say who, because
for Thriss.
And
I was
stitches.
handwriting some of the ideas I have so far, and I was convinced I wrote the word true. I wrote TREU. So I was convinced I had it right. And then I scanned back up, and I was just like, so it looked right to me when I first wrote it down. So I thought that was kind of ironic and funny. But yes.
Oh, wow. A mechanical, Dana, I literally just maybe 2 years ago threw out, dog alert.
It's okay, bud.
That's Hamish. He hears a leaf blow and he's barking. I literally just got rid of my manual typewriter. I like the manual typewriter. But yeah, Greg's shorthand. Remember that? I still remember some things like was just like a little.
I love the manual typewriter, but if you're around me and you're one of those people that have the clicks on your phone when they type, it drives me nuts. I'm no offense, have them. It's your life, live it however you want. You don't have it. I turn it off.
Oh, you turned it on? I didn't even know it existed yet. I'm learning how to do the thing where you glide your fingers over the letters and
that's
types
fun.
The words.
I like to do that, but not pay attention and see what sentence comes out.
Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff.
But yeah, I love the sound of
Sure.
a typewriter. I do not like the sound
I agree,
of
Dana.
phone clicking. I don't like my phone to
But
make
the
any
typewriter is
noise.
such a cool. I found a vintage. And I'm going back a lot of years. And my adopted little brother, he collects antiques and stuff. And so if I ever see antiques, there's so many people that collect antiques, as I did a little bit. But if I find anything, I'll pick it up if it's reasonable, and then pass it along to the person who would appreciate it. And I did. I bought this old vintage typewriter, and the darn thing still worked. And I gifted that to my little brother. He's not really my brother.
Family is whoever you want them to be.
Nikki, yeah, they see your sister. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That she passed. She knew the shorthand. Yeah, I still use a little bit of like the.
I probably know a little bit of shorthand because I know how to read your handwriting when you do.
Yeah, like when I
words.
do the word with, which is where this came about because you said WV, but it was short, so I thought you said with. I do a W and just in one, swoop, and that's with. The sometimes it's just a little tick. Yeah, but I wish I still had my Greg's handbook, shorthand
Yeah.
book. What time is it where you are, Sarah Moo? Moo. I love that because she's crafty Moo, and then I was talking about our Moo, my pain in the butt cat. Oh, he's such a pain in the butt. I'm the only one that he will hang around. He's afraid of everyone, but he's so affectionate. So it's like, get off me. Plus, he has upper respiratory, and he sneezes and drools.
But let's talk about the change.
Oh yeah,
when I
he's gotten
first
better.
moved up here, if I drove by, not even pulling into their driveway, he would run full blast.
Gone.
If my car was in the driveway, he would not come down. So like, I didn't even think about that. Like, you'll have to make sure he's in before you take my car home ever.
Oh, then he gets but he'll come. He will once he says it's me and he knows you're not there. Yeah, no, it's
but
fine.
yeah, he would like avoid the house if my car was there.
8:15 p.m. Wow, it's 3 o'clock here.
The last time I pulled into the driveway to drop her off, he didn't run.
He didn't. He just looked.
I talked to him. I even got out of the car. And I don't think it was until I went, "Oh, hi, Pops. I didn't realize you were up there."
And then I had gotten out of the car before he realized it was me.
Yeah, he moved.
There was another stranger, but he is getting better. It's only been 8 years, but yeah, he was. Dory done did it. She made it here. Hi, Dory. Yeah, he is afraid of everybody, and he did. Tony was coming out with snacks because he's very food motivated, so that works. But he was laying on the ground, and Tony's got this calmness. He always has this vibe that emanates from him that small children and animals gravitate to him. They always had, even when he was a little kid. So he still has that. And he was just sitting on the floor, and Moo was like in the same room, which not hiding behind the couch. And eventually he was actually feeding Moo. And I videotaped it just to show her so she would be jealous.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear him because
will be.
School bus drove by and whatever he will. Mampa, some Mampa's here all the way from the UK. What time is it? Are you the same time zone as Sarah Moo? Or are you guys in different time zones? Because it was 8:15 for Sarah. What time is it for you, Samantha? I call her Samantha because it's Mampa's makes. Hi, Regina. Oh, it's so great. Dana, thank you so much.
I don't have the Craig. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, we had this thing where we have Craig talk on it. It says, thank you for your support. So we'll have to pretend that. UK only has one time zone. Really? That's interesting. I don't know anything about the sizes of places.
She always says she's not good at geometry.
I do. I'm not good at geometry, which I know it's geography. But that's the point. Yes. And I used to get all my teachers very upset when I would say that, well, I don't know anything about geometry. They're like, it's geography. I said, I know, that's the point.
It's like me when I was learning hooked on phonics.
Oh, yes, phonics instead of phonics because it's PHO.
That was naturally
she
me.
was
like I'm an oxymoron.
She is literally from childhood the epitome of oxymoron. Mm-hmm. She listening to her Safety Kids tape, cassette tape, mind you, that sings about keeping people out of your space and don't go into the bathroom. Yeah, staying safe and don't ever go to public bathrooms alone and all the safety things that you want your kids to know. The Safety Kids tape, she was wearing her patent leather shoes and she did her spin split her mouth open on the coffee table, which was the end of the coffee table and end tables in our house.
I done biffed it.
Yeah, she biffed it. All right. So we were in the emergency ward and she's licking. And she was little.
Yeah.
And she was licking her lip. And by the time we got her in to see the doctor, because where we used to live was a city. So you didn't just walk in and get seen. You might walk in and be waiting 3 hours to be seen. Anyway, so she, by the time she got to see the doctor, she had licked it. She healed it.
There was nothing they could do.
Yeah. And then she, so many incidents with her. The son I've always wanted, but yeah, she was playing at one of my jobs. We had like a Christmas whatever, and my biological sister was pushing her on a chair, and she rolled off, and she was again small, and she started crying, and
my big wrist,
and she kept saying. She was crying, and I said, "What hurts? What hurts?" And she's my big wrist, my big wrist. And I thought she was talking about her wrist. So I was very carefully holding her arm. And again, we were literally right down the street from the hospital. So we went to the hospital, and she's saying her big wrist. And what she had done, it wasn't her wrist, it was her big wrist, her elbow. And she had dislocated her elbow.
I'm totally writing big wrist on here. Oh,
another tattoo idea.
Big
there we go. Big wrist.
That scar there, so I have to do
you totally have to do that. Yeah. So she's in the hospital, and now, mind you, I was so friggin' upset.
If you know Fifth Element, there's my still.
Yeah, those are really cool. I got to do something with my can't even see it. Yeah, it's not the best for showing it on here, but yeah. So anyway,
my big wrist.
So the doctors and nurses were all in there and pulling and tweaking, and she's screaming, please, please, crying, and as a parent, you're feeling their pain. And then they, after all them fiddling and whatever, they decided to take her for x-rays. I got a little upset about that. I said, you were over here twisting and turning this kid's arm, and now you're going to take her for x-rays after you probably mangled anything that's broken. It's long story short, it was dislocated. So finally the doctor comes in. Hi, Cindy Lou Who. The doctor comes in and literally goes, pops it back in. Zoila pops it back in. And then it was so cute because she was really tiny. And all the nurses and everybody goes, okay, wave bye-bye with your boo-boo hand. And she's doing this because as soon as they did that, it was fine. Yeah. But she's had more
big wrist.
And they always, which is good that they do this, but they would always every time she went in, she had to strip down to her diaper or strip down to her underwear because they check for other things because they're making sure the child's not being abused because she was in there constantly.
She should never be upset about.
And yet my son, Tony, didn't stub his toenail until he was like 4 or 5 years old. He was such a careful kid. Hence, when you have two kids,
I'm also covered in black fly bites. So or black fly gnat bites. So if you see me just randomly.
And you got me itching. Yeah, I had a spider on me earlier, so I'm a little creeped out.
Also, for people talking about my top, this is my demonic Sailor Moon top. I've had it for so long. I don't know how it still adorable. Survived.
Yeah, and that was where'd you get that from? Like Wish.com?
If it wasn't Wish.com, it was the comparable type place.
Yeah, it was like a Wish.com thing. So for that and she wears stuff hard. So yeah, she wears everything hard. She's my test pilot for anything I make. I'm like,
yeah, if we say something's durable, it means it lasted like a month in my life.
Yeah,
it's absolutely. Like a lifetime for most people.
And actually, we were talking about that. We were talking about keys.
Oh, I met a little you. This girl came into the shop with an adorable dress on, and she said she's had it for like 17 years.
Oh, really?
I was like, so you must take care of things like Mama G. She's like,
I do. Yeah, I still have my shoes from the 70s, but I do keychains. This is pure leather, and like I said, I was showing some of the other ones I did. One of the beads on this, I think, broke off. Maybe not. Maybe it was the bottom bead. Looks like. But yeah, this is all cut. It's a keychain. And you can't unbutton it. That's just for decoration. But this is my keychain. I have literally had this keychain 20 years. It's got to be 20 years. Easily 20 years. And that is my fiddle thing. But I'm making some more of those. I'll do a little more of the leather goods stuff.
If you're talking about that shirt, it used to say per.
It does. It's very faded.
I'm going to redo it. That was my first attempt with infusible ink. I made that for them.
Yes, it's Pride Month. Mm-hmm. And Alzheimer's Awareness Month.
Always Pride, but this is the month
and we're becoming very aware of Alzheimer's because there's a likely chance that I have early onset Alzheimer's. So that's another good reason to have this channel because it's giving me things I have to think about and whatnot. So, and remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. All righty. So this is
I am
great.
going to do a little bit of the hair answers because that was the reason.
Well, the
to start
person
this. Plus, we had everybody pop in, so
yeah, no,
we
this
figured we'd
is
chat with everybody.
fabulous.
I'll throw a little hair thing in here, and like we'll go from there.
You want to learn about hair? Let's go.
So my hair's actually pretty dirty today, so enjoy that, everyone.
Good night, Sarah.
Good night. The reason there's a few things. You do need to be cautious when lightening hair. I use the purple powder, sometimes it's blue, and a developer. The type of developer, or some people do stages, like you could do the developer 10, then I think 20. Like I said, I'm not a professional, so do not take any of this as one. This is just what I do.
It's her opinion.
There is different ways of developing where you can take baby steps and it's less damaging to your hair. I ain't got time for that. So I just use these straight out 20. It's not like, my old hairdresser that I used to trade animal bones and monster pictures for haircuts and whatnot, and would do it in her living room.
Barter system.
That's what she did, and it worked well with her. So I followed those steps, and look at me, hey mom, look at me now.
Yeah.
So I do that. You are supposed to wrap it. So I'll put the cream in. So technically we do it wrong. You're supposed to it's going to work quicker on your roots than the ends.
Okay.
So you're actually supposed to work that way, I guess. I was watching some.
Oh, it just fades out on me.
TikTok where TikToks where professional people watch people like professional hairdressers watch people like me and just go, you're doing it wrong. You don't do samurai knots all over your head. Well, I do.
I did just cut my bangs.
But yeah, so I do that. I lighten it. I used to lighten my whole head all the time, and that was getting a little bit much. So I lighten this section.
Except for the gray.
Except for my gray strip.
She's very proud of her gray.
Yes, it's my...
Good.
It turned platinum in honor of my intelligence. So I do this, and then I usually pick...
Splat.
I usually pick a section in the back, and then like another section, and then next round. So then I'll slowly let that grow out, and then I'll pick another section and a different section. So I have different layers of bleached at the end.
I'm reading just some other people like,
this is what we do.
Yeah, like, Bridget has the bleach blonde, and then she's got pink, and she's added blue to it, in the top of her hair. But what she uses, I need to, because my hair is like a horse's mane. It's horrible. It breaks really easy. It's very thin. I don't have much of it.
You should grab some of that the hair mask. We should squeeze that into something to take some of that home and see how it works.
Okay. Yeah, because it's nasty.
Hair mask. So we have two different hair dyes we've used. Pravana and Lime Cream are the main two.
We've tried others.
I like them better than some of the store-bought brands like Splat, because unless Splat's changed over the years, I remember it used to always, you'd have to open it, and then you couldn't reuse it. I like ones like these where you have a tub.
Yeah.
So
we use a little of everything. Lime Crime.
This is one of the Pravana bottles. If you are getting Pravana, do note their fun colors are just used out of this. They do have certain colors that you are supposed to have the right things to mix it in a bowl, like you would have an actual hairdresser.
Okay.
So you have to make sure that it is just a single-use topical one. We're going to go back and try Pravana again, because I'm not saying maybe with just the colors we picked from Lime Crime.
I'm ready to go back to, because
didn't seem to hold up as much.
I mean, she literally just did this, and look at all that had washed out.
To be fair, you do wash it. So here's some tips.
But I poured cold water.
Well, no, I'm not saying this time. That's probably part of the issue. But hot water is absolutely going to drain it. You're opening up the follicles of your hair, and then heat rinsing out the color. So I tend to sometimes I'll not wash my hair in the actual shower. I'll just get it wet, and then I'll actually lean forward and do the whole hair washing process. But I also don't take really hot showers. My skin, we're the opposite. My skin does not like
take hot showers.
A lot of heat.
Even in the
summer. I do better in the cold. I don't get cold very easily.
Oh my God, Paula, you're a natural redhead. Oh my gosh. My mother dyed her hair red, and then she dyed my hair red without me knowing, without me pre-knowing, and because she wanted to look more natural. So she figured if she dyed me red, then she would look more natural. Yeah, and Trish, all right, so you did the 1,500 hours for the cosmetology school, and you just never went into that business. But it's good to have that knowledge.
Feel free to tell me when I'm wrong, because I'm
absolutely,
I'm wrong about some of these things. Like I said, it's what's worked for me.
What's nice about the hairdressing and the cosmetology, and I always felt this, like I actually used to say this back when I was just starting out as a family and whatnot. What's nice about
thanks,
that, if
Lana.
you're going to be raising children, hi Nisi. So I had a little man for me. If you're going to, be staying home mom or whatever, you could still do that job at home, and no one has to know anything, hey, come on over to my house. I'll do your hair,
So they are usable many times now. Okay.
yeah, legally,
think they
you
used to
can't
not be.
take the money into your hand. So if somebody comes over to your house and you dye their hair and they would like to give you a
good
tip
legal advice.
or whatever, this is
Not a lawyer.
not so legal, not a lawyer, legal advice.
We are not
but
professionals.
yeah, we are not. But yeah, if
I'm a
somebody were to
professional
offer you
being a
money,
stylist.
just don't take it from their hand into your hand, because
On your wall.
that's a transaction. If someone leaves money on your table, you left it. But anyway, yeah, I'm not giving legal advice.
I do barters.
Definitely not giving legal advice.
Most of the time, like if
even
you
bartering
want
is illegal in some places anyway.
If you want something, we're gonna work out a deal.
Yeah,
Just not tell
You
you
wash-
before tie.
yeah. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not bartering is legal, but
It's a gray area.
it's all about people wanting tax money. Everybody, you can't make a buck without them digging in your pocket and taking out more than you put in. But then again, when my stocks dropped all the way to no man's land, I don't see them saying, "Oh, here's extra money because you lost so much money in stocks." No, but if it goes the other way around, you make $1, they want 70 cents of it.
So hair tips.
Yeah, go back to hair tip.
So I rinse it out in cooler water. I also don't wash my hair as often. My hair doesn't do well washing it continuously. Some people have to wash their hair more often. Some people don't. I trained it to be this way. So that also really helps that I'm not using it. And then I buy decent shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
When it comes to things that are going on my body, I try my best to have something that's my body, like regular sunscreen. If I buy like cheap sunscreen from the store, I have allergic reactions.
Yeah, she has
I've lost
very
like
sensitive.
peeled skin and whatnot. So I buy Thick Baby.
Even
It is an all-natural
vaccinations and stuff
baby.
you can't get because of a lot of things.
So I think that's another thing that helps. I'm not putting like harsher chemicals on my hair when I'm cleaning it. But yeah, so it's everybody's hair is a little bit different.
Yeah.
One of the main things I've noticed that helps it stay in after I have all the dye in my hair.
Same Sam, she does like maybe twice a week. She was saying she washes her hair twice a week. I wash my hair almost every day.
Even in the winter, I'll do it even less than that because the summer I have to. Sometimes I'm underneath a mower trying to fix it for the last 5 days.
She did. Yeah, you got it.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
And it's a 1980s John Deere, so once we get it going, this baby is gonna keep
on
going. Very excited.
So to make sure the things doesn't have to get
me excited.
welded. Don't mention
Don't even get
Harbor
me started.
Pilot. I forgot who it was that had somebody who's a hopper pilot.
But yeah, so after I put all the dye in my hair, I will
Deidre, not Deirdre. Deidre.
I will mist it with water and then put like light heat on it because I don't have one of those big hairdresser things that
I remember my mom having that with the big tube that was attached to the blower.
I don't have anything like that. So what I do is I mist it with water so it's kind of reactivating whatever's dried, and then I lightly heat it so it's opening the follicles and letting like the hair soak it, the dye soak in. So that seems to be, and then when I first rinse it out, I am using cold
There you go,
water.
Paula.
So it's much nicer to dye my hair in the summer. In the winter, I have to put a heater in the bathroom and then like freeze for a little while after. But that's basically how it holds up as much as it can.
Oh, several times a week. I read that several times a day. And I was
there is some people that hair does need a lot more washing than some people.
But the more you wash it, just like your face. And again, we're not cosmetologists, so please correct us if we're wrong. This is just from our opinion. The more you wash your face, more you're taking away your natural oils. So your body's going to, like, if you use astringents, like I have a friend that had acne.
Again, this is not for everybody.
Everybody's skin is different. So like for me, the more I wash my face, my face will excrete more greases, more oils because I'm stripping the natural oil out of it. So I find that if I'm just going to be hanging home for a couple of days, then I'm not worried about it so much. And I've been actually now I am home more often, so I go a day without it or whatever. But I notice if I don't take a shower that day and wash my hair that day, the next day, I will say this, my skin feels better. Because I mean, I got old skin. It's 63 years old. The rest of me's not. Just the skin is. Just saying.
Yeah.
This is so fun. I love these little pop-up lives. This is so good. So cool.
So for the people that were asking about hair,
Yeah, I know
if you watch this video,
Arlene
if there's
had
anything I
asked.
didn't answer, pop it in the questions
Just email,
or whatever.
yeah.
But pop it in the questions. Pop it in the question and comments.
Comment. Yeah, absolutely.
But that was a slightly separated throughout ADD conversation explanation of how I dye my hair.
And I just want to reiterate, yes, I did have that ongoing pungent punch of panic attack hit me. And how long did it take? 15 minutes?
Not even.
Not even. 5 minutes. I went from, hi, Elizabeth, Mama Riz. She's our new sister from another mister. I literally went from full on into sheer panic mode. I mean, we're talking hellions.
I haven't seen one hit her like this in a really long time. I don't think it was your panic.
And I freaked thinking, oh my God. And I was able to talk myself down from it in like 5 minutes. Now I'm 63 years old. I have suffered from these my entire life. Even as a small child, I was diagnosed around the age of 10 in 1960, which they didn't even diagnose you until you're at least 18 at that point. I'm one of the youngest children ever diagnosed in the medical books. So yeah, yay to me, but I felt better in like 5-10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am proud of myself because I'm cutting back on I did take a anti-anxiety med, which is now it's happening. This is what's going to happen now because I don't take them much anymore. I take small amounts. I'm so proud of myself. Yes. I'm really trying to counteract the dementia possibilities. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And sometimes I get freaked out about that too. It's crazy, but yeah. So that's mental health is real.
Proud day for Mama G, making it through.
Thank you, Marie. I know when I get to that point, I can't even think of anything. I mean, it's the ground is going to open up, mm-hmm. and fire breathing Satan is coming up to suck me to an eternity of hello, everybody. And that's the reality in my head.
Sometimes she can manage to hit my phone number, and that's why we have it where she either texts me and
I text her regular,
or calls me if she's having an attack, which hasn't happened in a while either.
That's what I'm saying. I've been doing good. That's why I started weaning off. I started feeling better. So I said, well, let me start weaning off of the meds. And then, Deirdre, I tell you, they are undescribable. I would not wish them on my worst enemy. Not that I have a worst enemy, but I wouldn't wish them on Satan himself. Honestly, please educate you. Yeah. You know what, Deirdre, you got my email address. Contact me. We're going to talk more about that because
I think
it's important that we do make more people stay away, Satan. That's what I was saying. Get behind me, Satan. Not today, Satan. But we're going to do more awareness about different things about how much we know and would like your input. Also, I think that, it really
could take us down a whole.
I suffer from depression and anxiety, Nikki.
Nightmares and insomnia.
She has had.
I sleep.
There's a diagnosis.
3 to 4 hours, maybe.
She does not sleep, and they're night terrors. They're not nightmares. They're night terrors. And also, if you're unaware, and all the things that we're saying are things. I mean, I did go to college for this, and I did study this because it's been a part of our lives all our lives. But then again, my brain, I don't have the memory like I used to. But so what we say may not always be 100% factual, but it's the best of our knowledge of remembering mm-hmm. the information. So it's not written in stone, but it's written on a piece of paper somewhere. With her, she gets night terrors, which is different than nightmares. I get nightmares. I wake up sweating. I might have dreamt that I was drowning, that I drowned in my dream or whatever might have happened. But
I sometimes wake up and cut cheese.
She walks around the house and
or apparently take Craig's tank tops
and I know I came over Right. So I come over the other day. This just happened. I come over because I walk over and let the dogs out. And she has like a standing lamp here. And I walked in and I see Craig's tank tops hanging off the hooks on this lamp that's standing up. And I thought, well, they were working outside. Maybe they were totally smelly, stinky, and wet, and that they hung them there to kind of dry before they threw them in the washing machine.
I have no idea.
That was my rationale. PTSD and the
Aaron
HHD.
and I
yeah, Trish,
had a pretty fun laugh about the fact of Craig coming out here and just being like, huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, why,
It's just
why are my
tank
t-shirts
tops
hanging on the light? Yeah, she just
I
did
will
it.
say with PTSD, I always say the letters backwards.
PTSD, yeah.
A lot of the people around me and us deal with that as well for different reasons. And we actually just had a pretty bad trigger because of somebody's bass being way too loud.
In their vehicle, pulling up to the store, the parking lot.
And leaving their bass so loud, it was vibrating the whole building. And like, I panicked too. Like my ears were vibrating. I couldn't handle it. And if that customer ever comes back with his bass that's loud after he saw what he did to all of us and sent somebody into a full-blown attack that had to go into the break room and calm down, I'm going to tell them to turn their music down. So consider that. Some things affect people on a metaphysical level.
Things affect people
not
so
just
much
a different level.
Yeah. I mean, that bass sound, it would bother anyone because that's like
I like loud music, but a subwoofer actually vibrates
from inside and it's pounding on the walls.
Yeah.
That's why not to get into the politics around here, but they're trying to put the turbines up, and the sound that's emitted, the infrasound that's emitted from those turbines also attacks your body and causes physical things. And our government is not addressing that issue at all. Where other countries, I think Russia's the only country that I remember from when I was doing all the research. I did research for over 10 years. So I'm not just like I read an article somewhere. We're talking research for 10 years. And I'm a hippie, as you all know. So if these wind turbines are going to generate electricity, let's do it.
I'm giving those back. I'm not accepting those. Returning them.
Yeah. What's that thing we used to say when someone called me?
Rubber, you are glue, bounce off me and
sticks to you and then foo-foo. I know, right?
I'm really glad I titled this hair questions and whatever craziness when we had to redo it because we didn't have a live chat because we've been all over the place.
We are.
To be fair, we both knew I had a little bit really bad anxiety this morning too.
Oh,
so
like
all around, we just had like an interesting start to the day. This is what it's like.
I woke up
on a daily basis.
in a great day. I had a great day. I will say to any of you that have emailed me and I did mention this even in a video that I'll be uploading. It takes forever to upload on my phone, but I haven't really been typing back in your comments like I usually do. I've just been a little in doldrum. And I'm so glad you love the poncho. That she wanted to keep that poncho. Hi, Victor. Hello. How are you?
Hello.
From Sweden. Send me chocolates, please. Though right now they'd all be melted.
Yeah,
I would drink the chocolates out of the box, out of the crack in the box. That's how much I love them. Oh my God, Victor. I haven't seen you in a bit, man. It's been a minute, huh? But I forgot what I was saying now. I got so sidetracked with Sweden's chocolates.
Wind turbine. Well, we don't have
the turbines.
To get her back onto
Yeah, no, I know. No, well,
just kidding.
My point is they're not what they state to be.
There is much.
They're coming here now, and
they're coming here and they're not going to even be for us. So yeah, it's one of those. The idea of it is good.
If they work, it's great.
If they worked right, they don't.
All they do is
it's only just now that they're finding ways. Now here, think about this. It's only just now that they're finding ways to make use of some of the waste from them. Up until now, it was every turbine just rotted to the ground.
It's turbine dump. The construction of them themselves are not eco-friendly. They're not
we get passionate on the other side too. I might get passionate about heartburn pilots and pulley systems and Allison Cranson. We're going to do a video about Allison Cranson.
Yes, we'd like to do that. She's going somewhere. I'm going to go sneak over.
They're an adorable, beautiful human that is training for NASA, and they're one of my younger humans that I idolize. They're potentially going to be doing the mission to Mars. I'm doing some more research. I lost my note. I had a bunch of research, and I don't know where that notebook went.
Do like Dory does. Dory and I are becoming more organized. I did good because I did a video this morning and I've decided all the tickets. So like Dana will get a ticket because she did a super chat. Any super chats, super thanks, memberships, donations, whatever. Everybody that does that will get a ticket, and then we're going to be giving away tickets in giveaways. So Marabou box for you. I can always fix my Marabou box for you. I don't know. Oh, is that candy? I love chocolate. I mean, I would do almost anything for chocolate. Just the almost anything. Make sure that stands out in bold print. But I now again, every time you bring up chocolate, I completely lose my thoughts. But yes, so not only am I writing the tickets down and putting them in the bucket, I'm going to have a piece of paper. She's talking. Oh, okay. I'll get to that. I'm writing everything. So everybody's name that's going to be going into the monthly bucket, I'm going to also have written on a piece of paper because there was a little bit of a confusion of whether there was like 3 or 4 people. Whether I know I put them in the box, but I might have accidentally deleted that video before I put it up. So that will not happen again. And even though if a video was deleted,
we're going to try.
I will do my best for it not to. Are the tickets UK eligible? You know what? Yes, Sam, they are, because if you win something, if it's like the May box or the June box, because the May box has already been gone, but I'll leave it up to you. If you're out of the country and you want to make, if you want what's in the box we could pick through what you do want and then send that, and we can maybe work on sharing the shipping. All right, if that's okay. It's really our biggest thing is it's just the monies. I have a little bit more bills now from the little bits of money that I make. So and we don't take from with the charity, that's its own separate bank account. So we don't touch that. So our stuff, my bills from my money is a little bit more. So shipping's tough, and it's gone up again.
What are we talking about PIN?
Were we talking about who?
For us.
My eyes are bad.
Because I used to pin.
Oh, pin. Yeah, instead of spin. Yes. So I got a
this
pin.
Dress would have good
she was
pin.
partially deaf.
This dress would have good pin.
She would wear that dress. Yeah.
That was what I consider pin. Although when I was little, I wanted it to be
went
all
way
the way
up. Yeah, it would go.
I still, to this day, have to wear shorts with dresses because I don't know how to be a dress-wearing human. So
as you can tell, the way she's lifting her legs.
I always wear shorts with dresses.
Always has shorts. Even when she was little, I always had to put shorts on. She'd be rolling around with the boys. Where are you now? I just saw it. Okay, Dawn Yarn Doll. Dawn, when I saw you on the live yesterday, yeah, they did. How cool is this? Let me first say, Dawn, I got to check out your channel. We haven't figured out how to do the drop thing. Yeah, I saw her yesterday.
No, I said it just dawned on you.
Oh, just dawned on me. Pun with words, yes. Like I left Van Gogh home. I'm so flattered, and if I could just gloat for a hot moment.
Nope.
Is that both Melissa Crochets in Agreement, who is an indie professional yarn dyer, and Thriss and Stitches, who is an indie professional yarn dyer, both independently asked me to use 2 of the different dye colors that I made because I was just screwing around. And so Melissa had her live and she dyed it. And I actually bought some from her because Cheryl, I sent the 4 to you. Oh, thank you so much, Connie. I love the little picture.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like, but you're sending us loves. So I did buy some hanks of yarn from Melissa because I also want to share, help out fellow content creators as well. But so I was very, and then Thriss, she asked me also, she goes, can I do that black, green, and purple colorway? And I'm like, absolutely. They're just colors. It has nothing to do with me. It's not talent. It's not skill. I just stuck colors together and they came out pretty cool. So they were able to redo them.
In honor of the month, I figured I'd show you my
gnome.
Oh, thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Oh, Elizabeth, thank you so much. Mama Riz. My sister from another mister.
My best friendy got this for me. I can't wait to go visit them at their very pro-equality neighborhood.
Absolutely. Yeah,
But
no,
yeah.
she's very much.
I
Where they
haven't
live.
named him yet because I have nothing's
Ooh.
fit him perfect. He needs
I
the
don't know.
perfect gnome.
He does need a perfect
Perfect
name.
Sexy gnome name.
Almost, I don't know. Butch came out into my thought, but then I'm thinking of my Uncle Butch.
Yes. Also, we don't know if he's a he because he has not told us. Now, that's my
Oh,
favorite
did you
little
know?
gnome.
Here, talking about, okay, if we could just talk gender for a second here. Did you know in Denmark, I believe this to be true, and I'm asking anybody if you know this in Denmark, because I heard this information, and this is as of now in 2023, that you have to name your child a gender specific name. It cannot be I'm trying to think of a name that can go for either Pat,
Totally.
you know, or yeah, there are Dana.
I would have to ask. I don't know. My best friend got it for me, so I can check with her where
so
she
cute.
got it.
His glitter.
The box was just called Pride Gnome, so you might be able to find it just by typing that. But
yeah. But yeah, I heard that about Denmark that it's against the law. If you have to ask permission and get special permission from the government to be able to name your child something that is not like, Bob.
But then, like, okay, well,
and Susie, you know what I'm saying? That's gender specific. I just thought that was. I just thought in this day and age, get over it. Like what the heck? You want to name your kid something?
Oh,
Lulu, what are you crazy? Oh, you know what? Thank you so much, Cindy Lou. Who? Oh, we love you too. You know that, girl. Cindy, you've been one of our biggest supporters from get go. Hit our first hit record button, man. You really have been. You've been here for us for so long. We're going to be 2 years, and the end of August we'll be on here 2 years. So here's a thought for all y'all. I just was mentioning this to Rusty right before we did this. Is the 27th or around there. We will be on YouTube for 2 years. So it'll be a 2-year podiversary. And we have like, I don't know, 1,600 and something, almost 1,700 subscribers. I would love to, of course I would, but not for any other reason, just because it's cool. Get 2,000 subscribers by our 2-year podiversary. And then I would like to do 2 big giveaway prizes.
That's not the same thing, 100%.
What are we talking about?
Gender and sex are not the same thing. People don't understand that.
Yeah, gender and sex, is totally different.
There's a lot of people yelling loudly about uneducated things.
Well, and the people that don't understand it, it's thank you, Gwen. So it's 169. All right, so I need another whatever. Add that. So we need another 300 subscribers by August 20 something. That would be great. So just if you want to shout us out or whatever,
it would be fun to have.
It would be super awesome.
2,000 for 2 years.
For 2 years, and my birthday's 2/20. I mean, it's just a lot of 2s.
2 comes after 1.
Yeah, 1's the loneliest number. So we're just going to keep going on this line.
If we don't stop,
we're just taking it to a whole new level. But yeah, it would just be cool if you.
I know it doesn't feel like 2 years at all.
Yeah, 2 years.
It's still. I know I talk about this. It still baffles my mind.
I'm a totally different person.
When they were first talking to me about the concept of this channel, I remember saying,
"Yeah,
okay, Mom, I'll do a couple YouTube videos with you, and like no one's ever gonna
pacify mommy."
It's cool, and then we now have a whole giant family of wonderful humans. Never would have expected it.
Yeah, right.
Glad it all
Trisha,
happened.
really, how can you not name your kid what you want to name? And like she's gone through so many names. And she was born Amanda. Day 1 became Amanda Panda, and then has gone from Rusty the Wise Owl to More America, Abunda. Then when did you change your name when you went through that goth period? You probably didn't have a name like Prince. I don't even know. But she's gone through a lot of identities.
In some
and I let her. Hi, Sally.
You don't age, you change your name.
Yeah. So you're going through a different journey. Chapters of your journey. Yeah.
Sometimes you close a book and you open up a new book with new chapters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like I'm Rusty now.
Yeah, she's Rusty. I call her Rusty, and I'm getting better. I mean, I do slip occasionally. Yeah, it is all about wisdom. And we don't always, like, I make mistakes. I am completely open-minded and completely okay with anything almost. That is not hurting other people, by the way, obviously. And I'm okay, but people have to be patient with me at 63 years old, where I had a white bathroom to go to the bathroom in. This is part of my life.
You're not using it as an excuse to hate people. You're
I
saying
know.
you're
I
learning.
want you
There's a
to
difference.
educate me, so please don't get mad at me if I use the wrong pronouns.
I always
Educate me.
Instead of argue,
Ram
debate.
Dass, I like him.
Instead of debate,
Elizabeth
educate.
Ram Dass
And if you
is good.
found yourself in a place where that's not going to work, walk away. I
Yeah.
walk away all the, like, if I've realized no matter what happens here, you are set in your
Oh, yeah.
ways, you have dug your feet in, and you have that right, even though I don't like the fact that you
Yeah.
are hating on other people. It is technically part of the,
It's part of where they are in their
Yeah.
journey in life, and when they're ready to learn, and if they're ready to learn, and be open. Always be. It's okay. This is how I look at it, and this is just me. If you want to hear it or not, just go la 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 if you don't. But I have a lot of strong opinions about things, but I'm very open-minded and love and relish people to come to me with an opposing opinion, and please explain to me on a very calm base, not arguing, because we're both entitled for our
debate.
a discussion.
You can be respectful.
I'm not even debating in the sense where I want you to explain to me why you feel this way, and then open my eyes, and I am open-minded to hear what you have to say. Thank you so much,
thank
Yolanda. You are so
Thank
awesome.
you.
It's truly, truly appreciated, because you could have opinions and feel strongly and have your soapboxes, but also have those soapboxes be portable, because you might learn something, as I have many times in my life.
Victor.
And
I know. One of them's Annika.
Victor, that is who caused my, oh my gosh. Email her, meet with them.
I have a very, very, very active yard.
Yeah.
And I unintentionally made a portal.
Yeah.
That doesn't allow things into the house most of the time. Sometimes
it is. This is real, folks. It's not BS.
There is. Hence
my panic attack was not me having a panic attack.
There was a small spirit here, and between me and my friend, I think we helped it move on. I won't say what we learned about why it was terrified around my house and always stayed really close, and why I could always feel its panic. But
I'm just reading. You talk.
Yes, this house is very, very open.
Victor, that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you send me chocolates, no. I just love Swedish candy. I really do. I love chocolates. My ex-father-in-law used to go travel quite a bit, and whenever he went to Sweden, he would come home with the biggest Lindors and all the chocolates to me. And I didn't like him a lot, but I did like the chocolates. That's so terrible of me. I was young.
So
stupid.
She does this, obsessing over the chocolate thing.
Yeah.
When we did a Halloween style Secret Santa, but it wasn't called Secret Santa, so it's Halloween
something.
And the person that got her, she's like, you just better tell them that they
just
better
candy,
get
chocolate.
Like
just
chocolate. She's got to be chocolate. I don't care if there's anything else. It's got to be chocolate.
Yeah.
So he bought all of the good chocolates from Wegmans.
He went down the Lindt aisle and just grabbed all the bars of chocolate that were available. But he also, bless his little adorable soul, bought like 93% cocoa, 97% cocoa, which are cooking chocolates. And I did try to take a bite of one and was like, because there's no sugar in it.
I've pulled up 2 properties, or like Woods, Paula. I've gone into Woods where I'm like, Craig, we're not supposed to be in here.
Oh,
this is
down.
Not good.
All right. So this is Rusty's house. And
my land, and I protect it.
And then there's another house next to her. And then there's 1,500 and whatever feet. That's my road, my property along the road. And then my house is on the other end. So I walk here, and I don't exercise or do anything.
Are we talking about big guy?
And there was a guy. There was something creepy.
I love you, but I'm going to take over this.
Go ahead. I'm going to hit my vape.
So without any of us talking to each other, we all had these different things. Mama G felt like she was being followed when she was walking down the road. I always had this impeding sense of doom happening. My friend would think that there was a werewolf that's going to get them. They had an irrational fear. So, and then one day someone was like, "What's up with the big thing over there?" And that's when we all talked
and probably
about this
other people, I don't mean to cut you off, but probably other people felt things, but we all felt this independently and never discussed it.
And then we opened it up and started talking about it. And then
Victor,
are you talking to this one? The lady behind me all the time?
Always behind her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Victor, you got to totally get a hold of us. I want to know who caused that to happen to me today, because I was perfectly fine. And then
so we learned about Big Guy, and we learned about, we all got scared in this exact same spot. So one day when we were hunting for mushrooms on her property, I was like, "Oh, what? We're in the spot. We're in the spot where everyone's scared." Yeah. And I said, hey, I don't know what you are. I don't mind you being here, but you're scaring all of my friends. Like, you need to stop scaring my friends.
She did.
You're scaring all of my friends and whatnot. And I was like, well, you can stay here, but like, let's just live together civilly. Like, I want you to stay on the land.
You welcomed him and acknowledged him, and whatever it is.
If you said, everyone that can sense it, he's huge. He's like a giant ancient forest entity, which I now know exists in a lot of places. And I found this really cool stick that day. It was like a V shape.
Oh, dark.
And I asked if I could take the stick with me to bring it to my house as a offering. Like, I'll take this and then I'll bring you something else. And I brought it home, and I've had it here for a while. And recently, a giant stick that is identical to the shape of the one I have on my altar.
It is crazy stuff.
Landed on the ground, so I now have that hung up. So I thanked Big Guy for that. But yeah, there's a lot going on.
See, Regina,
in this area.
I'm gonna, hey, King Morgan, dude, so good to see you. Thank you for popping in. I got to get over there and watch you play. I've been hearing a lot of like weird stuff about gaming and maybe having issues on the YouTube streets there. I hope that that's not going to affect your channel. Yeah, go say hi to King Morgan. He's a wonderful supporter, and he's the only person that I watch play video games. Besides my son, sometimes I watch him now that he lives in my house, but not too often. Yeah, it is a big and it's a wonderful community, and you are such a fabulous supporter. Look at, he knows all of us Yarny folks. It's so great. And also Radical Changes. He's another wonderful supporter. But just touching base on what she's talking about with like,
there is a world
beyond our three-dimensional realm. Yes. I just don't want to get too crazy into it, only because a lot of you might not think this is an appropriate topic. I don't know, but I
mean, it's something that everybody can have their own belief systems.
It's arrogant of us as human beings to think that we're the only thing that exists. And that's arrogance as far as I'm concerned.
Over 300 billion years.
Thank you, Zoila.
It's crazy to think that us in this one specific times have
could be there.
Something like there's so much more. Like, bees can see so much more colors than we can see. Like, things like that. There's so much more beyond what's going on. We are starting to lose light, so you will notice it's getting darker in here.
Yeah, and I think that's more of clouds.
Yeah.
Yes, King Morgan. Yeah, Samantha. She's in the UK. She's got a great channel as well. And Sam, Zoila was kind enough to drop King Morgan's channel. It's a gaming channel. Support Arlene. The reason we did this video is for you, darling, because she brought all her hair products. So you're gonna have to watch the replay for that, because she tried to explain to you about the hair products, and then we got into all kinds of other stuff.
It's a very ADD.
We all have ADD. We all have ADD.
So I want to say real quick, finish my thought there. So I have my personal take on this concept. I think that so energy can never be created or destroyed. It exists. Energy exists all around us. The reason I can't walk through this stove is because it's vibrating different, but we are all empty space spinning particles that are vibrating differently. So I think that there's different things. I think that there's big energies that have been here forever. And answer the questions like that. There's big energies that have been here forever. And then there's time being cylindrical. So if you're in your house where your grandfather lived and grew up, and you walk by a chair he used to always sit, and you get a glimpse of him sitting in that chair, maybe it's a ghost, but maybe it's also just like a glitch in the time.
Yeah.
Like the two times
Could be
bumped
anything.
into each other.
Yeah.
I mean, look into space-time, like together as a whole concept. I won't get too deep into it because it's a very
Yeah, no, it's a whole
intense
nother, we'll do a
concept.
video about it
But,
more so than anything.
It's definitely.
I got you there, Victor. Yeah. Yeah. And that's spot on because there's some things I got to be careful.
Near me.
Yeah. It's crazy. But, yeah, I mean, like, again, bringing it back to like having an open mind about things is be open minded. Don't be so closed minded because someone might say, "Hey, this is what's going on." The Warrens, do you know Lorraine and Ed Warren? They're pretty popular. They're from where we're from. We're from the same area. They exercised or visited and took care of, however you want to put it. And I wish I got the paperwork from the son-in-law. My great grandmother's house and my aunt's house. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with the 966 Lindley Street incident back in, I'm going to say the late 60s, early 70s. I'm going to say early 70s with the little girl who the cat talked and TV and all kinds of craziness. And then the Warrens were there. There was a couple priests there. The fire department was there. That happened 10, not even 10 minutes away from my house. And my father, the Warrens, they actually came to my family's houses. And my father was good friends with one of the firemen that was actually at that. My father would be like, "This is crap. Don't even go there." He was, ain't happening. And the fireman said, "Dude, I was there, and there's no explanation for some of the stuff that was there." And he goes, "There's things you cannot unsee." And something was going on. And that little girl, she had been adopted. And the story, there's a really good documentary about it, and it shows actual pictures and stuff.
Sorry. It was a random pop-up live. I'm just answering questions.
Oh, I thought you, okay. Yeah, okay. Never be sorry.
So I'm going to do a super quick.
That's right. You can watch the beginning with the hair. Yeah, for Arlene.
Because the hair
Arlene
thing,
was one.
We were all over the place with that. So you can go back to get more of the details. But basically, there's different ways of using the lightening powders and developer. You always want to check with your hairstyle. I put this on. I wrap my head up. It gets hot and bubbly as it slowly lightens it up. I rinse it out. I use a lot of conditioner, and then I usually give my hair a day of being blonde. And then after you putting on all these things is when you need to do like a rinse out and like blow dry, wet, blow dry, wet. So that's basically the tips. And then I use probably I was going to tell the story of him, and that's probably why you're there.
I know she's double thinking here.
And so I moisten the hair with the dye-in, use low heat, let it kind of dry, moisten the hair, use low heat. So it's opening the follicles, letting the dye in, and closing the follicles. That is the quickest way I can.
And don't do what I do, because then your hair looks like a faded out horse's tail.
Should I tell the recent grandpa?
Yeah, Victor's picking up a vibe, if you don't mind my saying, because you're putting in the chat so people can read it. So it's not like I'm divulging personal information, but that there's a man standing now close to the window. And that's ironic that you're saying that, because that is where the porthole is. And my father just passed away.
She called it a porthole. I like that. It's fun to pronounce it that way. Porthole.
Porthole.
Because most people porthole.
Oh, porthole. Well, I guess it's like porthole. Yeah, it is kind of weird. But yeah, there is a weird porthole there. And yeah.
Recently, I had confirmation from my grandfather, whom promised her that if he found the other side and found Grandma, he would reach out any way he could. I like Morse code. Grandpa knew that. Grandpa and I did Morse code.
He taught her Morse code.
I can't hear it. I can read it. Not well anymore, but yeah. So he promised he was going to reach out to me, and he promised he was going to reach out to her, and she told me this, and then he passed. And I was having for months this twitching in my eye. And then I met a friend that can also connect, and she says she gets pressure in her forehead. So, and like her eyes feel like they were crossing. And I had this happening so bad.
I give it shooting.
Yeah, I had this happen so bad that I almost had Craig take me to the hospital, and I was sitting in the chair that has the portal that goes through the hole in the wall to the, because I have a cutout. Um, and my eye was twitching so bad. I literally was, I was honestly freaking out. I didn't know what to do. And I literally went, holy, is this my grandfather reaching out through Morse code? And it completely stopped. And then I won't make the story too long. A lot happened, but after figuring this out, it was
Makes
answering
sense.
me through my eyeball, and it would make sense that he would reach out to me because she wasn't getting the message. And it was
yeah.
everything we needed was confirmed. It was wonderful. And it's nice that I have another friend in town that's also pretty tapped in. So like I'll say something and they'll be like, "Oh, look at what I wrote last night." So yeah, there's some people have a way to tap into energies that are around.
No, I don't.
Ever have your phone ring and you're like, "Oh, that's this person," and you pick up your
it's
phone
going to
and it
ring.
is.
Yeah, or it's going to ring
go
before
around
it
a
does.
turn
It
and you
happens
make
to a lot
sure-
of us.
Make sure you're on your side of the road, and then somebody comes and they're a little bit too farther over. We all have gut and intuition. Some people just have a way to hone it in a little bit more.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
That's exactly the message that I received through. And so I'm glad it's, again,
confirmed.
Confirmation. Thank you.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I'm open-minded to it. I mean, I've had things, I walked up to a lady one time. Well, I didn't walk up to her. We were like all hanging out, and I've had this happen to me. My mother has had this happen to her and whatnot. And I wear a lot of like hippie dresses and crazy shawls. So a lot of people say, "Hey, can you read me?" And sometimes I'll just, when I was more open-minded to it, I should say, come up to me and ask me something. And there's this one lady that came up to me and it's like, "Oh man, can you read me?" So I guess the way I'm dressed, I look like a fortune teller, and just didn't have a crystal ball.
The light changes.
Yeah, the light's right there going down. But I was like, I don't know where the words came from, to be totally honest with you. And I just said, "Oh man, you like, what's it, 15, 16 years you're in a relationship and it's really nasty, very bad for you." And I'm talking to this girl. I don't even know her from Adam. I never met her before. And I'm telling her very personal things that I don't even know how this is coming out of my mouth
at that moment.
Whatever that word is, things were spewing out of my mouth. And she just was like, because apparently she was in a relationship for 15, 16 years, and it was a dysfunctional relationship. And all the things that I was telling her, I'm like, "You got to get out of this. This is dangerous. I don't see a good future. You got to get out now." And I'm like, why am I saying this as it's being said? So all my point is on that is, don't close your mind to the possibilities that there is other things outside of our eyes and our senses, because our eyes do play games on us, as we all know, with those game, what the eye games, whatever they call them. The Ansel Adams does the artwork that way, or the optical illusions,
or like
and stuff.
The ones where you like look at a dot and then you look at a picture and the picture changes, or the one where like the two circles,
the two things are the different, they look like the same colors, so you can't always trust your eyes, you can't always trust your smell, you can't always trust your sound.
3 people standing right next to each other can witness the exact same event and have 3 different stories.
Completely, and it happens all the time. That's why ID from,
excuse me as I match the vibrations and walk through the stove.
Yeah, right. But
Men Who Stare at Goats. Anybody?
Oh,
Great
yes. Movie. That's a good movie, Men Who Stare at Goats. But you get different perspectives, and that's why they don't take police ID as they try to. But we don't always. This is not always reality. We might be in a simulator. I mean, I can go that way too. But anyway, this has been great, and I have to say that, since before going on here, I just like a half an hour before we went on here, I had that horrible panic attack starting, and
they didn't want to do a live.
I did. I was like, I can't. My brain
scenario? You have to walk away.
Yeah, Kathy. So Kathy, she's working on it for you. She's got it almost done. Because I texted Kathy. I was like, her stuff's a little witchy. I don't know if you want yarn or not. I was kind of giving you that option, because not everybody's into it. But I think a lot of the people that follow us realize where we're at. We're very open-minded. We're very trying to just accept all and to do things kind. So I think you guys, and we are a little witchy and silly, but
It's one of those things. I mean, some people don't.
That's wonderful.
I know a lot of Christian witches and witches of many different religions and things.
Yeah,
It's
all different religions.
It's
yeah.
not what people think it was from
Believes.
back in the day. Like making soup is technically can be considered witchcraft. You're putting the
Yeah.
materials together for the
And
intent of
creating.
spreading love and feeding.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, I always
if you want to
joke
get
those
down to
memes,
those,
and it's like what people think witches are. And it's like people around the thing, and that's what witches really are. And it's me next to the tree, like, look at this cool tree, guys.
Exactly.
It's great.
Exactly. People just, Marie, you're so sweet. She's working on Tony's gift. Yeah,
Aw.
Tony's had a couple bad days. He seems a little bit better last night.
We all go through
It's-
them. It's
yeah.
tough. Life is a roller coaster. You can't
It's
expect
hard,
to be
yeah.
really happy all the time, but you also have to try to not allow yourself to be really sad.
And
But then
sometimes
again,
that guy running the roller
sometimes-
coaster doesn't let you get off,
Yeah.
man. He makes you go around again.
But also remember, people constantly equate things like spending a day on the couch as lazy, but you
Yeah.
might have been on that couch
You're
using every
recouping.
ounce of your soul.
But you might be
to
regenerating
survive.
also.
Or you might be, I have to regenerate. Like I get so much from the ones around me that sometimes I come home and I'm just like,
Yeah.
burrito blanket, I'm going to watch true crime. And I just need that to like rebubble myself.
That's very true, Victor.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say something now, I don't remember, but yeah, but I guess basically it's to stay open-minded.
Yeah.
Stay open-minded.
And know a lot of this stuff when you go into the history. I mean, you think about the U.S. history alone, how much is taught that's not true. And
$3.99 a minute. That's actually cheap for a psychic. A dear friend of ours, God rest his soul, Jeffy. Just a joke a minute. Just such a dear, wonderful friend. Anyway, he used to say, yeah, he goes, that psychic I called up was spot on. My phone bill was tremendous that month. But he used to always come out with that stuff. And I always think of that when I think of.
But you do have to be careful. There is
there's a lot of scammers,
scammers out there.
A true reader will not charge you.
And that's not true.
Well,
Not true. Because they put a lot of time and effort into their craft. So it is.
she's an empath.
You shouldn't expect it. You shouldn't abuse their gift. So it may not charge you, but that's something that should be tipped. There could, like spell work and things like that, or making things like that's a lot of time and effort. But
Jax, exactly. She's empathic as well. That's why she had to live corporate.
yeah,
She couldn't even work.
I couldn't.
I don't even.
myself anymore.
I mind you, now I gave birth to her, so I've known her most of her life.
Most.
I just love saying it. It makes people stop and go, huh? Like when you say to a little kid, hey, when I get small, can I borrow that outfit? And you're like, some kids are like, what? And some kids are like, you're not going to get small. And no, you can, anyway. But yeah, she had to leave the corporate and go into a smaller environment of people because it was, I didn't even recognize her as a human. It wasn't her. It was a mean, I was worried for her health.
Specific last.
Jax, did you get
I
the
did a
pocketbook?
lot of corporate jobs, and I'm still friends with people from my other corporate jobs. This specific last place was targeting me and making it hard for me. I've learned a lot about it.
I think it was a lot.
So
they were
it was-
intimidated by her strength.
Yes.
A strong woman? Oh, dear God. In corporate?
I like a meme I just saw. The best compliment you can give a woman is, you look like you can scare weak men.
Oh,
Best
yeah.
compliment.
Yeah. That's a great compliment. Yeah. I mean, if I think if you are, have you ever heard of George
baby.
Anderson?
I ain't got no uterus.
George Anderson. I mean, that was my grandmother's third married name. She's put a few husbands
It
down.
could be because I was always grabbing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know who George Anderson is. I will look him up. I know George Costanza. He was my friend's cousin. But Kimberly, hello, welcome in. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys. These are really fun. They really are, to be able to come on here and
Yeah.
you have a great channel. Oh, that was nice of you, King of Morgan. He's complimenting Jax's channel. I got to get over there more, Jax. It's hard. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I had to take a few days of. I'm sorry, I cut you off, but I've not been on a lot of your things. I've been on a few. I haven't had a lot of energy. And
Sometimes you need to take a break.
I had to take a few day break.
Spiritual maintenance, I call it.
Yeah.
Spiritual maintenance.
When they were growing up, both her and her brother, when they were growing up, we would take mental health days off from school. Instead of being just because you're sick, you're staying home. I'm like, you know what? It's gorgeous out, whatever. how you feeling today? You want a mental health day? And I would call up and say, my kid is having a mental health day. I didn't lie to him. Having a mental health day. And we would take the day off and we would go out and we would do the beach or go to Animal Farm or whatever we felt like doing that day. Because what you're going to learn out there in the calmness, sometimes you got to just regenerate, ground yourself, like she always does.
When I ground myself, I always envision veins coming out of my feet into the earth, kind of like tree branches. And I breathe in the good earth energy, and then I breathe out my negativity through these veins until it feels like they are matching until it feels like what I'm putting out is matching what is coming in. And then I know I can pull my roots back into me, and I'm grounded. I call it rooting though, because it's how I see it.
Yes, I need to ground myself more, very much though. Very severe.
Yeah.
I need to get my bare feet. I've been doing that. I actually planted some in containers and I put them on the grass so that I'm forced to actually walk out bare in the grass every morning with water and water those plants. And I did that purposely to start getting me more grounded. I used to be out in nature all the time outside, sitting in the grass, sleeping in the grass. I used to sleep at a park. It's surprising that I didn't get mugged or whatever, worse. But I would just like fall asleep in there and get up whenever and at the park. But yeah, I need to get more rooted into the earth. Yeah.
It's how I've always
lost
seen it,
a lot
so
of
I've
that.
explained it that. So I've kind of practiced and done my life the way I've wanted it.
That's
and
what's natural to us.
I never researched things. I was just like, I need to put this with this and do this with it. And more recently, I've been meeting more people that live a lifestyle very similar to myself. And it's interesting to learn the things when they were talking to me about the actual act of grounding. And I was like, oh, I've always called that rooting. This is what I do. This is what it feels like. I guess that's grounding. So I knew instinctively to do that. So it's been pretty intense, and it's been a wild ride having all these confirmations and learning how many different culture aspects my natural intent has told me and what she's told me to do over the years. And
trust in your instincts.
Yes.
And trust yourself. Always trust yourself. Don't be fooled by other people.
If you can't be protected.
Yeah, people are easily fooled. That's like little children and animals. They go by their gut and their instinct, and when they meet somebody, and it's easier to fool an adult than it is to fool a child. And I always tell my kids, if my kids didn't like somebody, I'm like, there's something there that I'm not seeing, and I trusted them in that and would keep them away from that person. If that Ozzy, Cindy Lou, give Ozzy a tweet to me from me. He's so cute. I actually rescued one, a cockatiel. I rescued one from a pet store in Virginia, the state Virginia, when I was living down in North Carolina. And there was this poor little cockatiel in a cage at a pet store. They put it on the floor, and all the kids were like poking, and this thing was all the way to the back corner, freaking out. And I am very sympathetic, or whatever the word is, when I feel an animal panicking. That's how she ended up with Polly, her cat. I felt that cat panicking, and I had to bring it home, and then she ended up getting it. But this poor bird was freaking out, and I was like, I don't care how much I need this bird. Give me what I need. And I took the bird home, and it took me 2 years to get that bird to actually sit on my hand. And we had it where it would go, you say, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man, and the bird would go, tweet, tweet.
I like that we never gave the bird a name, right?
I did name him. I can't remember what it is.
So I didn't live there at the time, but I would go and visit. And every time I went in, this bird would go up to his little bell.
He had a bell hanging.
Put his hat, his hat on, and he would just start talking to me. This happened, and then she did that, and then I was doing this.
It's like his alter ego.
Anytime I would come in, it was like, we're talking. It was like,
so funny. When he had his hat on, he was very talkative. And then when he would take his head out of it, because the way it hung in his cage, he had to duck down and to put it on. And he would go, that would be like his protective alter ego. And he was such a cutie, but he would go my finger, and we'd pop up and down and do Popeye the Sailor Man and whatnot. But then one day, my cable guy, a cable guy had to come out to the apartment. And this is when we were getting ready to move up here, I believe. And the guy was like, oh man, you got a cockatiel. My mom had, took my bed. Oh,
Great though.
I'm doing fabulous. I'm still awake. This is great. And anyway, the young cable guy was like, "Oh, my mom had one for a long, long time, yada yada years, and it just passed away, and she got rid of all the stuff. She's heartbroken, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, clearly, this was a good home because the way he was talking, and I wasn't saying, "Oh, you could have my bird." He was just talking in conversation. And I says, "Would your mother like a cockatiel?" And at this point now, we have already gotten him where he would go on people's fingers. He trusted humans and whatnot. And he's like looking at me like, "What?" He goes, "Why don't you have the money?" I said, "No, no, no, no. You find out your mom wants this bird, take everything." And he did.
Yeah.
He took it to his mom. So I was so glad that she got to have that bird. Yes, the animals do sense it. They do. And adults, go ahead. I'm
It's
sorry.
funny. I also gifted my 2 bearded dragons that I love dearly that I
She was the
rescued in a
same.
very similar
Yeah.
situation. They weren't being poked, but they just were in this horrible little cage with no water. It was very sad. I was like, I'm taking these today. You're coming home with me.
Yeah, and
But,
she built a beautiful cage.
Yes, I
Oh
built
my
a
God.
2-story. I used
Caves
styrofoam and great stuff foam. There's that one from Victor. I used great stuff foam and styrofoam. And don't get great stuff foam on your skin ever. But I used that, and I made faux rocks, and then I took some natural grout and I mixed it and kind of made like a paste paint with it. So I painted them so they had more grippy and looked like real rocks. I found there's a place. I miss this junkyard so much. This
Oh, that
this
place was
dump
great.
had a swap shack. It was a shack. If it wasn't garbage yet, but you didn't need it, you put it and then you could take. So I found these really cool sand looking tiles. So like I tiled the whole ground, so the ground was much easier to clean, but it was grippy enough for them to go around. And then had the plastic doors. I mean, I put a lot of time and effort into this cage. I had it so you can spin it and all the access from the back for the lights and whatnot. And then I had to go move.
It was amazing.
And when I moved, it wouldn't fit.
Because she built it inside, so there was no way of getting it outside.
So I had Poopy, one of my good friends. That's his nickname.
His name is Poopy. Yeah.
I literally called him and I was like, "What are you doing?" Because I know how to use a saw, but I can't do it. And he's like confused because obviously he knows I'm good with tools. Like, why are you asking?
If your good friend calls you, okay, let's just take a moment here, and I'm not going to go into details, but if you're good for you're headed out.
What you're putting
okay,
down.
I'm putting this down. All right. Good night, Samantha and the kitties and Mike.
I know how to use a saw, but
yeah, you have a really good friend that calls you and says, "I have a chainsaw. I just really don't know how to use it."
Circular saw, by the way.
Circular saw, whatever, some kind of a saw. Can you come and help me? The mind might go places with
but yeah,
that
so
one.
basically he was down the
It could
street
be a criminal.
So I had him come over and cut my beautiful cage in half. Because I just didn't have the heart to do it after all the time and effort I put into it. And then we put it back together. Long story short, one of the Aphrodites, one of them did not do well moving down across town.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, shoot, I'm moving 6 hours away. So I was looking for someone to at least take them until the summer. Then maybe I could have brought them up in the summer because it was cold. And a friend of mine agreed to take them.
Ellie.
But then when I realized how much they and their kids always wanted them, I'm like, you know what?
Are you confused, Tank?
Take my beautiful babies and love them. And they did. And I got pictures and everything. Honestly, they probably aren't with us anymore. This was a while ago.
Well, yeah, I don't, but their life expectancy, and you've been up here at least 5 years, so I don't know. Yeah.
Or just me. Yes, we are.
Oh my God, that's what she says all the time.
Controlling skeletons with
exactly what she says all the time, Victor. Oh my God, you got to contact her email, man. You got a new best friend. And she's up late at night, so it's probably opposite of your hours where you are. Yeah, she's always up. She hardly ever sleeps.
I'm up, and then like I find a way to just make myself tag out for a little bit every once in a while to like catch up on it.
Yeah.
I will say for anyone that has trouble sleeping, the doctors have all told me this over the years. If I don't get physical rest sleeping, it is good. I put a movie on because I like the sound. Hold on. Voice things. It's allergies.
Yeah. Oh, I ate one of the allergy things outside earlier.
If you can't get actual sleep, to lay somewhere that you're comfortable. Most doctors told me it's good to do it in your living room, so you're separating this type of sleep from where you actually sleep.
Jax. Yeah.
But lay just calm, put a movie on, or just physically pretend you're sleeping even though you're awake. Try to relax your mind as much as you possibly can.
Discord. Go ahead.
We need to
you
learn
can talk.
Discord.
Yeah, I just
relax your
joined
mind
it.
as
I
much as you
can't
can.
navigate Discord.
And almost like fake sleep. So you're physically giving your body what it needs. What you're not getting is your brain memories going into your memory core. So the brain.
See, I watch and listen with the earbud, and it's just the worst thing for you. Yeah, I downloaded Discord for because I wanted to watch Mr. Ballin's live storytelling a couple weeks ago, which we did.
He would have definitely gotten over 10,000.
Absolutely,
so many people. I actually was using Marco Polo, which is like a video walkie-talkie app, to film it so that Aaron can watch it, because they kept trying to get on and couldn't get on. I was like, oh, I got you.
A lot of people couldn't get on. I joined Discord prior too, because I knew he was going to be doing that. But that is the hardest format to try to figure out how to navigate through. I will say that
I'll figure it out. I just got the new laptop. I have to relearn Design Space for the Cricut cutting machine now. So
oh my God, Arlene, that's awesome.
I'll learn the new program.
The man that lives in my house, he used to have a bird named Petey, and when I started to hang out with the man, I'd go over the house and whatnot, and Petey didn't like me. Petey would be like, squawking at me. Oh, thank you, Jax. Welcome to the Black Cats. You get to see the new video we just dropped now. Members only. Totally appreciate that. I hope you like your.
I'll probably reach out, Victor, because it might be easier to explain the information.
Oh yeah, through her.
Than me trying to hear what you're saying.
It is so confusing. But anyway, what was I saying again? I don't remember. But the man,
dog, birdman, dog.
No, I already talked about the bird.
He had a bird named Thing.
Oh, his bird, Petey. He had a bird named Petey, and Petey didn't like me. Hi, Marina. He had the Petey didn't like me. He would get like aggressive with me and all this. And then right before Christmas, we were hanging over there, visiting and staying at his mom's house, is where Petey was. And I sat upstairs by myself where Petey was in the living room, and I actually became friends with Petey. I was feeding him treats, and he was over there, and I was so ecstatic that finally this bird was embracing the fact that I'm a part of his life now, because I'm with his best buddy. And I went downstairs. I was telling everybody, I says, oh yeah, Petey's my buddy now, yada yada. And the damn bird died that night. Lisa Grammy scattered. Hi, Lisa. Oh, thank you guys for stopping in. I know we can't sing.
The theme song that's playing in my head. Well, it's not really a theme song.
It's Always Sunny?
No.
Oh, usually it is.
Not their song. It's just the entire show playing in my head on constant repeat in glorious ways.
No, but is it? It's Always Sunny.
No, it's not. It's Always Sunny. It's a video game.
Mario Brothers. Did I get it?
Mm-hmm.
I was hearing it in my head too. Mario Brothers. I was actually getting it in my head. I was hearing it too. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's weird. I don't like this. Okay. Yeah, Petey. That's what it's spelled, was Petey. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm tapping into stuff today for some reason.
Been lurking a while. Nice.
Who's lurking? Who's a lurker?
Good with name. I can't read from far.
And you know what we'll do? Now that we figured out how to put these lives, we did figure out this. We'll be able to put this live out. And on the replay, come back and stealth mode it so it's not really super obvious.
Welcome
Terry, thank you. Welcome. Thank you so much. But on the replay on this, come back and let's not use the word ticket, because I use it a lot.
Sure, it's hard.
So let's
there's a lot.
What's the word we should use?
I wasn't listening.
Oh, for this, when you come back on a replay word, so you can get a ticket in the bucket, which I'm gonna have to write all the comments down because I don't know how to do that in the comment picker. But reference something. We used to raise Rottweilers, a tank.
Oh, reference something random about my kitchen. How's that? My kitchen.
Yeah.
Kitchen.
How about the eyeballs?
You could talk about the eyeballs.
Anything.
You could talk about
mention.
You could talk about.
Oh yeah, Black Cats would have been
stand
smart.
in the kitchen now,
Kathy,
as opposed to.
Mention
sitting,
the fact that we're in the kitchen.
Which, by the way, has been great because I get such anxiety sitting down for the whole videos. So to be able to do this when I feel like doing this,
and me being able to swerve is nice too. I'm moving.
The new setup. We're gonna take this different places, but I really like our way of doing the new setup.
No, a white light just went on. I don't know what that means, but anyway, we're gonna wrap this up because I don't know how long we've been on here. Been on here for like an hour.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Okay, yeah, that's good,
Yeah,
right?
I-
I don't like who was. We just pop on randoms, so we don't mean to step on anybody's toes. But if you're watching somebody else, that's fine. If you're
Yes.
not, then just pop
It's the
over
perfect
and
thing to reference.
what the black cats.
Just the kitchen witchery.
Oh, kitchen. Oh, yeah, you haven't even seen that cabinet. It's got all kinds of herbs.
Craig is such a kitchen witch.
is
He
a
accepts it
kitchen
now,
witch.
but like
He
this
really is. Like if you have whatever ails you, he's got the cure. We're talking. He was giving me mullein to smoke for my lungs, and my lungs is
like I just go into the cabinets and there's just like, what is this a jar of? Which is
Oh,
it's
what's
always
going on
sunny
there?
lined. But there is
Oh, you could talk. I'll read.
yeah, so there's just random I don't know. But then
Yeah.
he'll get bug bites and he'll be in the kitchen for like 10 minutes and then he'll come out of the kitchen
Oh,
and be like, where are the
Lisa.
bites? And he has some sort of concoction of things he's made that make him stop.
Tulsi tea. Jax, you're drinking Tulsi tea? That sounds really interesting. Yeah, no, we do a lot of teas also. Yeah, teas are
I have a whole tea cabinet.
mullein tea is really good for your lungs, Tank. Yeah, and you could even smoke mullein, which, by the way, let's speak about smoking. I lean off of here because I have a vape.
If anyone needs help quitting,
I've been smoking since I'm 13 years old, smoking cigarettes. Started with Marlboros and jumped over to Cools and then went to Newports. And I smoked at least a pack a day for close to 50 years. And for the last, what you got to say, 2 years you've been there. So 2 years ago,
I took over the smoke shop.
She took over the smoke shop, and I used to hit the vape a little bit, but there was those machines you had to fill the juice and all this kind of too much crap I had to deal with and whatnot. So she started working there, and they have these like disposable ones you can recharge. All I'm going to tell you is these probably are not the best thing for you, but I would smoke at least a pack of cigarettes a day. At least, sometimes 2, and had been my mother. The last day she smoked was 3 packs. She smoked that day, and I now, there's days that go by that I don't even have a cigarette. So I'm just saying, you quit smoking 7 years ago, Jax. That's a friggin' awesome. I used to smoke 2 packs. Yeah, right. And it's such a disgusting habit.
So the vapes help, but a really important thing to consider.
The point I'm saying is, I'm smoking a vape. I could taste food. My lungs feel better. I mean, yeah, could I not? Would this be better if I don't do it? Absolutely. But and I go to smoke a cigarette, it's like, ugh, tastes like crap. After I smoke the cigarette, I have to hit this just to get the taste out of my mouth. So yeah, I just want to say it's great.
Inject here because the vape alone isn't how you quit smoking. The vape is a thing that helps.
Yeah.
The important thing to
Breaking
realize
that habit
is when things fire together, get in the car, light a cigarette.
Yeah, they
wire together in your brain.
Anything
so you need to actually unwire the cigarette things. So what I would tell people
retrain the brain.
What I would tell people is if every time you finish eating, you have one, when you're done eating, give yourself 5 minutes, then have one. Then a few weeks later, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, until it's so separated. I got to the point, because I used to, where when I was going to have my 8 p.m. one, I would get up from everything I was doing. I wouldn't have my phone. I wouldn't have anything. I wasn't associated with anything. I stood in that moment and I just had the thing. To the point of where then I stopped needing that. So I started doing all natural ones. So I was making,
made rounds out of herbs, regular herbs.
And then it got to the point, now I'm at the point where I don't even hit nicotine through the day. Like if I need to have it, I have a no nic one. And then like late at night, if I start getting a little agitated, I'm doing a little bit of nicotine. So that's getting farther and farther and farther. So,
and it's very true about
you have to want to
calling the word, saying you quit smoking right there alone. That's giving you the connotation, is that the right word, of it being a negative thing that you're a quitter. So, I'm a non-smoker, there's so much that plays into the psychology of it. But she used to say to me, she says, if you feel like you need to, this really helped. If you really feel like you need to, and I tried all kinds of things, hypnosis, for years and years and years, I tried things. And for me, they didn't work. And she said, well, if you're going to have one, stop what you're doing, go somewhere and just have that. And at that moment, that's the only thing you're doing. Because
Mhm.
I would have it hanging out of my mouth when I'm shooting pool or
Something you need
whatever
to
I'm
remember
doing, yeah.
is even if you didn't do the unwiring, even if you completely stop smoking the nicotine, you get
That's the
rid of that
hardest thing.
habit. What's going to happen is every single time you get
That's what
into your
this-
car, your brain's like, you're supposed to be smoking.
Yeah, so leave your,
So
leave
you
your
need
cigarettes
to
in the trunk.
unwire that. Like
Yeah.
I used to, and I got to the point where I would only have it on my lunch break, and then it would only be on my way home from work, and then it was only later
Deirdre,
on
yeah.
at night. You know, it takes a while, but it's possible. And
It can be done. You need to stop chocolate and junk food, Connie. If they start taking that and cheese away and coffee away from me, I might as well just go. You know, if you're gonna take, those are my few vices I have left, my chocolate and all that. But yeah, I
And
did
honestly,
see something I was going to address.
all-
Putting something in your mouth. A friend of ours, he put a toothpick in his mouth the day he quit, and when he passed away, they put
Okay,
a
yeah.
toothpick in his mouth in his casket because everybody's
I
seen him
won't.
with a toothpick
I
for
won't.
years. So they're like, no one's going to recognize him without this toothpick because he never took it out of his mouth.
So all natural cigarettes, if you're having a hard time, like I would do it with like sage, mullein, sometimes rose petal, rose hip, marshmallow root. There's a lot of
Oh, some of them
herbs.
smell so good.
Please,
too.
oh please, oh please, research the smokable herb and any medicines or conditions that you
Yeah.
have. This is not just like drinking a glass of water. They're actual medicinal plants. So definitely, yeah, I would say that was wrong. So definitely research that. But that was what really helped me because I had the exact concept of a cigarette, but it just was. I bought the cigarette tube, so I was even stuffing it in an actual cigarette tube. So it was the exact concept. I put them in the pack, so it was just there was no tobacco in it.
I'm not going to stop those things. Yeah, I mean, either. As far as candies and stuff like that, actually, they got a new study now that dark chocolate is good for women. So just saying, yay! Finally, one for our side, right?
Yes.
Bugler, oh my God, Tank. Yeah, we used to sell the buglers and the it comes with the rolling papers. Yeah,
I still have
but it
some
is
of
all
those
those
in my
all those habits.
the natural rolling.
Even at
box.
63, you could stop. Even if you've done that, I don't know my life without cigarettes, and then I was able to stop. And I literally, I have there's times that I'll have the pack sitting right there, and I'm like, geez, I didn't have any cigarettes yesterday or today, and I was like, I might as well have. Meds. I did. I took the meds. I didn't need them, man. I got out of that panic attack in less than 15 minutes on my own.
I use different sages depending on.
So proud of myself.
But yeah, you can do it. I have faith. And if anybody that's trying to quit
needs a
rundown of all these tips or wants me to walk you back through it or wants me to help in any way, give you other tips that I help with her, I don't want to have like an hour-long not smoking discussion, but I am happy to help you get there.
I love you too, yeah.
Because Craig was first thing in the morning, foot hit the ground, right in the mouth, and this is now a non-smoking household. Unless, I mean, if somebody wants a cigarette.
You know, I mean, you could step. They have a little vestibule area too that they could stand in. Or maybe you'd have to go in the garage.
It's literally full of garbage right now.
It's where the garbage goes before it goes.
I need to make a box to put the garbage in, but then like I was supposed to make it, and then everything shut down and wood got really expensive, and I'm like, am I really going to spend this much money on a box to put garbage in? So now I'm trying to think about maybe
something different.
Taking pallets and taking the planks off of one pallet to make a solid. Because the whole thing is I want critters to not be able to get in and out.
Exactly.
So taking pallets and making them solid and building it that way. So
that's a good idea.
Some sort of garbage box.
Yeah, I love dark
I'm not
chocolate.
paying more than $50 for a box to put garbage in.
No, I mean, just throwing garbage out. And you got the compost pile. That's different. You spend the money on that.
That's also
useful.
pallets. Pallets are free.
Yeah, as I say, you go to the hospital. They don't even. They used to let you smoke in the hospitals. I remember sitting in the hospital smoking a cigarette.
I remember Grandpa taking me to the mall, and he didn't know, and he
forgot.
And I was like, Grandpa, you can't smoke in here.
Yeah,
so he just ripped the end of the cigarette off.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't just keep smoking, saying, "Well, the heck with them, let them throw me out." Because my grandfather was. It's funny because Pinky Hooks, if you don't know her, I was watching one of her videos. She did one last night about corporate. and she was talking about corporate and about how, HR is supposed to be behind you, and getting into fights and bullies, and you go to an authority, and then they're behind your back, and the retaliation of the kid that you just tattled on, blah 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 blah. That we're raised as children to go to authorities and
Corporate
adults.
mentality is mean girls.
It is
in a building. If
Yeah,
you're not
it
part
is.
of
Without
the
the humor.
crew,
without the
without
humor.
the humor, yeah.
And anyway, so she was just saying how they don't really, the retaliation of that, like if you tattle on a kid in school, blah blah blah. So she was saying, yeah, my parents told me, to go to an authority and they would take care of it, but then you'd get retaliated because you had to walk home with this bully kid and he's beating you up. So I was just saying, she says, that's how everybody's parents raised us. I was, well, my mother raised me that way. My dad, on the other hand, he's like, don't throw the first punch, and always make sure there's witnesses. So I was raised with that one.
I don't know if if everybody has my email. It's Rusty Blades, the email at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Like Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. 1, 2,
Rusty Blades, the
3,
email at
4,
gmail.com. That is
5,
a page that people don't give to
6.
places like Mary Maxim, because it's a page. My only email.
She gets
my
all-
only email that was supposed to be specific.
But I couldn't buy 2 with that coupon. I had to use you.
Emails. I have specific emails for things like giving them to horrible, horrible companies that are going to email me 10,000
Well, tell them to
times.
stop.
Oh,
But you
I
gotta
think
get
I
good
finally
orders. Yeah,
got
no.
Mary Maxim.
Me and my Mary
No,
Maxim.
I've been getting on her about this.
Yeah,
because
no.
it's the
I don't know.
I have
She got
so many
7,000
emails.
emails. I don't know which one.
and it was the only one I was trying to keep specific for, like mystery
Ooh,
mails.
Camel
and this channel and
non-filtered.
whatnot, But yes.
My dad used to do the Camel
Boom,
non-filters.
there it
Lucky
is.
Strikes.
Thank you.
Lucky Strikes. Rusty,
Yeah, so
there,
there's my
thank you. Tank is
email.
always on it, man.
Victor, I'll reach out to you.
Oh, she
so
took
you
it
don't have
off.
to-
She put it on. She took it off. What you doing over there?
You spelled wrong?
Yeah, Rusty Blades, the email at gmail.com. Rusty on fire. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, yeah, that's why the wrinkles here from that. Yeah, all the wrinkles. This is all from smoking and squinting. Anyway, we're gonna let you ladies and gentlemen go and humans go, because you got kicked off the chat. Nobody kicked you off. Oh, there it is. You just typed it wrong here. Rusty Blades, the email.
I think I'm saying yep. I'm just
Rusty Mail, the Gmail, right, at Rusty Mail, the email at
Rusty
Gmail.
Blades.
Rusty, yeah. I don't even know what I'm
Stop
talking
listening to
about.
her.
Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. No, you got you Tank, you're always on it.
Oh, yeah. It's a weird email.
You are always on it.
My Rusty DeWise Owl emails just started to get
your
way
internet.
too much.
I don't have internet at home.
Back up.
Oh, you were kicked out twice earlier, so maybe it is the internet.
It could honestly
could be our
with all
connection.
the settings that were happening too. We could have hit a setting that maybe if something happens,
we don't know what we're doing.
I didn't read through everything. We
were just anxious to get on here before I fell asleep from taking too many meds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Newports. I those are the ones I smoked for the longest in my life. But I started with the Marble and then Cools. Anyway, all right, guys, we will talk to you.
I would
soon.
keep chatting, but apparently
if you want to keep chatting, I need to get up and stretch.
Then get up and stretch.
All right. Well, you want to keep.
I mean, if you guys are ready to go, let us know.
I just need to stretch my legs.
I just want to know. I mean, honestly, like Tony brought up a valid point that with certain things, like do people want to leave, or you guys still want to chat? Anybody that wants to leave, leave. If you're still, she is beautiful, and thank you. But yeah, if you guys still want to hang out for a little bit, I'm happy to keep chatting. I mean, I never found the fuse I needed for the lawnmower, but I don't think we have one, so I'll just have Craig get one on this way back, maybe. But yeah, until it's a little later, and oh, sweet, I will get it when I'm not on my laptop doing this. Yeah, you love haying. We're feeling good. But yeah, so when I already talked about this. I'm so excited about this mower. It was not that expensive. New mowers and stuff are so expensive and they're not built right. This 1980s John Deere is solid. Like, I'll see you later. It literally one of our.
Well, don't forget the thummies.
Don't forget the thummies. Yeah, we have 55 thummies, so I think we're doing pretty good on those for how many people. I don't know what you just said.
Oh, this is the boo-boo one. Never mind.
I don't know what you're saying, so I'm going to stop listening to you. I'm trying to remember where I was. But yeah, so, I don't know. Oh, my lawn, yeah. So it's built really well. If the engine ever actually like goes, I could just cut everything out and just have the mower shell that's solid, and then we'll put new engine in, and then I'll learn how to wire a mower, which is probably what we'll be working on later. Craig and I always say it's us against the house. And like we always joke, like it's about, oh, thank you so much. We're going to be going back through to make sure we get everybody, so Mama G gets them in the bin. So anybody leaving anything, we will get your name in the ticket bin. I don't know what Mama G's doing. It got real quiet everywhere. Just making sure my dogs are.
We're robbing the neighbor's house. I don't know.
Okay. No, it just, you got quiet and then it got really quiet. And I was like,
I'm just checking.
everything is getting destroyed in silence.
My phone, we're all
Okay. Well, now that I have this arm here, let's talk about my always us against the house here too, right? You got to do it. You got to do it. And I say that in a loving way. My house knows I love them, and all of my house spirits know that I appreciate their protection. I love this house. Thank you, house. I'm slowly working on a yokai sleeve. So this is a kitsune, the Fox of Nine Tails. This one, the Kasa Obaki, is one of my favorites because it's basically when an item is still usable but discarded after so long, it almost becomes malicious. So it's like a folklore entity that like might come out and trip you and like might do all this other like. So it's basically like this umbrella still had a purpose, and you discarded it for a new one when you can still like. Well, you could have still used this. So I always like that the spirit, a mischievous spirit takes on the item, thus making it part of the folklore. And then what we want to do, I can't think of the name of bent neck lady with the long neck, but I want to do, I'm not sure what other ones. And then we're going to have the lady neck go around and probably like turn back in this way. Oh, thank you for sending an email. Turn back in this way. And then, yeah, we'll go through there. I'm also working on my It's Always Sunny tattoos. I will be covered. I'm running out of space. I don't ever show this section of myself. So at some point, I'll probably just end up filling that area, but we're doing all the limbs first. And then whenever I'm about to be real serious and like, let's talk about something, I'll put my arms up like this. This is my, okay, you want rusted. If you ask me things, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. If you want advice, do you want me to agree with what you're saying? Do you want me to listen and support? Or do you want me to just listen? Or do you want my actual advice? Because you are going to get 3 completely different answers. Because I'm going to either be brutally honest or I'll be nice and just tell you what you want to hear. So I ask people that. So if you want me to be honest, I do this. This is we're about to get real here. So I want a tattoo and just almost like poorly done. I've never personally tried doing tattooing. I'm not as good enough of an artist with my hand, but yeah, so I want to put like, all right, let's be real. I'm like poorly drawn, like stick figure writing, because also I don't want to do a lot of tattoo right here because it's going to be really painful. But yeah, I never got into tattooing. Craig started a while ago and then got into it legitimately now. So what we are going to get into as a team is machine fixing and building. And then when it gets to the point of where we actually have the forge going, I want to start actually making the metal slabs for it so that we can make those, tap and die them, bring them to the shop, to the basement, build the machine together, and then actually sell full tattoo machines. So that's really exciting for me because anybody that knows me knows I love to put together little things. Like I buy those 3D wooden puzzles or like the little robots that you can like put like the little screw. I love what you're having. I like your experience of this, Victor. You're having a much different experience than some of the other people here. Little screws and nuts and bolts that we can put into things. So I built a little dancing robot, and then Johnny 6, he has a face like Johnny 5, is a robot that you can either program. It can follow a line, or it can go in avoidance mode where it'll just drive around and then turn its head. I don't get to use it much because the dogs would attack it, but and turn its head and avoid objects. So it's going to be fun to actually get into tattoo machine making so I can be doing that fun thing, but also I will be getting money as opposed to just spending my money on little robots and such. It's hard. There's so many out there. I want them all. But yeah, I'll have to do a little tour of some of my wooden ones. I have a safe I actually built, and the tumbler is made out of wood and rubber bands. It doesn't work anymore because the rubber band snapped, and I don't feel like taking it apart to put it back together just to fix that, because it's not going to be an easy to take apart, since most of the wood things, when you push them through, they like open and almost lock. So I have to go through and like pinch. I'd just get another one. I did buy a hurdy-gurdy. That's a wooden puzzle that I've had for about a year and a half now, and I'm terrified to open up and start it because it's an actual functioning hurdy-gurdy instrument. There's a lot to it. I opened it and looked at the pages, and it's just so many pages of, because it's all over the world, so it's just like pictures with few words, which I like. It makes it more of a challenge. What else do I have? Then I have the little roller coaster where you crank and the marble kind of gets pulled up and it hits, and then it goes around this whole little area. And it was funny. I had that out on the living room table before we had Dougal, where things could be places. And I was practicing with my bow staff in the living room. I know, bow staff, probably not an indoor thing, but I was. And I flipped it around, and it just slipped out of my hand and slammed on this roller coaster that I just finished making. So if you look at it closely, there's like toothpicks and electrical tape holding bits and pieces of it together, because I had to like recreate it. But it was like 2 days after I finished building this, I was like, slam, bow staff. Yeah, so that was fun. What else? What other ones have I made? I have a clock that I have to finish making that I just wanted to hang a wall clock, or like a self-standing clock, in my craft room. So I have like a nice little clock that I'm going to make from in there. They're a lot of fun, but they're not easy. I will say that, unless you like following. If you don't enjoy IKEA furniture, you're going to have a bad time because it's pictures and you're in the living room laughing. It's pictures and few words and very detailed parts that you have to pop out and work together. So if you don't like IKEA furniture, like I do, the furniture's not the greatest quality, but it's great. I have so much fun putting them together.
Like trying to put it together.
Yeah. Oh, that would be pretty cool. I like it. I like it. But yeah, I enjoy it. So when Alyssa moved to Kentucky, no longer there. She's now back up in, well, now I would say it's Connecticut. Now she's over in Rhode Island. Beautiful house. I can't wait to go there. She invited me down and was like, I will take you on a fun, like, whiskey tour of all these really cool breweries so you can see all the equipment and how it all goes. Funny you ask, do I like keys? I collect old keys. I'm not wearing regular, there's usually an old key in my pocket with my new mic. Welcome back. I love old keys. I use them. They're all over my altar. I use them in wall hangings. I forgot what I was saying. I got excited about keys. There's like pulley systems and harbor pilots. There's certain things that I just instantaneously, my mind goes blank from whatever I was talking about. Oh, so crazy. I'm glad you sensed you opened the keys. I do carry keys in my pockets. I just said that. Hello, all of you people in the chats. Yeah, I actually have a teeny tiny little key that I used to wear on this necklace, but then somebody else was doing that, and let's just, for lack of a long story, they wronged us a little. It's fine. It cut toxicity out of our world, so I don't want to wear it like that anymore because I associate that with oh, thank you so much, Cynthia. I associate that with that bad time. So we don't wear a key on this one anymore. I wear a key on my shorter one. Or I actually have 2 antique micrometers that like one of the ones was going out this way, and the other one has the teeth that go in, and you have a little screw, and it's like the loop on the top. So now if I wear my key, I actually dangle it off of that when I wear it. But yeah, old keys are cool. I just like old things. I have a lot of, like, when we bought this house, it came with a lot of garbage and also some cool things. But there was a lot of old, like, animal traps. So we have all on like one of the, by the church where we have the big gate to get into the way backyard. I just have all of the old animal traps and stuff hanging all over them. It looks pretty cool. I'm sure that she's literally just in the living room right now.
I'm just right here.
I know. I'm aware. You're right there.
I'm right in the living room. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much.
Turn by.
Yeah, can you guys actually hear her in the living room?
Can you hear me?
We appreciate everything. Thank you. I don't know if they can actually hear you. I know that this, oh, you can hear her. Man, I'm glad I spent 8.5 hours researching laptops before I got this one. That's crazy. She's all the way in the living room.
It's because I have a big mouth.
Way over there. I just saw something that I need to show you guys. So anybody that has, yes, we're very much mom and daughter. The same but different. It's great. One time I asked Mama G to cut me on a lightning bolt. Just cut me on a lightning bolt. Do I have clear pocket? I don't have any pocket watches. Fun story. Watches tend to stop working unless they're really old. Any new watches, like somebody had a, what's that? Rolex. Somebody had a Rolex, and I was like, I bet you if I wear it, it'll stop working. He's like, oh, no, my Rolex. So I was like, okay. I put it on within maybe 3 hours. The watch had stopped working. So I don't know why watches don't. I like them. They're cool. They just don't work with me. So now, yeah, you remember the lightning bolt. So let's all think for a minute what a lightning bolt looks like, right? You know, like.
Oh, don't be showing that.
You left the room.
Next will be blackmail pictures.
I will not take your blackmail picture out from up top. So, yeah, so I asked her to cut me on a lightning bolt, and I was getting set up for other things. What is this? Like,
I type so slow.
It is funny. You're literally Dee from the episode where they're all the whole gang is texting when they're at the animal thing, and she's slow every time.
Type slow.
But yeah, so this is her Sultan. Yes. Yeah. So this is a lightning bolt. I think it's hilarious, and I like to keep bringing it up, just like the Mary Maxim emails. So I keep it over my, on the edge of my molding in the kitchen. So it's fun to be. Oh yeah, no, that's certain things I know to keep. Probably that, and I've been told I have too much magnetism in me for certain things. Like I can hold phones and their service will go down. See, it actually looks like the cartoon lightning bolt. It does. It looks like the lightning bolt emoji. Are you seeing that, Mom?
I'm watching.
Look at her comment. It took her that long and it's wrong. I love you, Mama G. But yes, I like that lightning bolt. But it's fun. You know, sometimes it's one of those, you know what it looks like, but sometimes your brain just doesn't put the two things together. Like you forget how to do the letter Z in cursive. I always have to, it's one, every once in a while I'll go to do it and it's backwards and I'm like, and I've got to like slowly actually like draw it and then go to put it into the word. Not that I do cursive also, that's even harder for dyslexia because now I have to connect the letters and then know what's coming up next. We all love Mama G and her exquisite typing skills. At least it might be a little easier when you get used to the laptop keyboard. If you get used to the laptop keyboard.
I will.
All right. Well, yeah. What do you guys want? You want another story? Anyone got a weird question? Anyone want to ask me something random? Her bolt is awesome. That's why I keep it. I don't keep it to make jokes in here about her light bulb. I keep it because I love her and it's funny. I always like to, oh, Granny D's going live now?
Yeah, great idea.
If that's the case, then yeah, we've been going for a while. So do you want to send people over to Granny D? Right?
We gotta figure out what's the name for our raid.
We didn't discuss this. What do you call a herd? Is it a herd of black cats?
Colony.
A colony? Let's go colonize her comments.
We could just go black cat raid.
You don't like colonize her comments?
too much writing.
Oh, because it has to be something we write. I don't understand I understand what the rate thing is.
Black cat rate.
Black cat rate over there. Well, thank you everybody for being here. I love and appreciate all of you. Let's go give Grady D some love. And there's the thank you. Here's the link. It's right in there.
Thank you, Zoila.
There isn't fur on the yard pickles. Mama G is lying. They're just white and weird looking. I will show you, Marie. They are not furry. They're in vinegar. They want to turn furry. They're not moldy. They're just really, really creepy looking and white and like wrinkly. Mama G's gone thinking that they're furry. Well, on the note of I do not have furry yard pickles, let's go on over. I love you all. Yeah, we'll see you on the other live. Goodbye, beautiful humans. And then let's hold pose as I'm going to close this. Bye, guys.
I still see your kitchen.